What's up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? As
Yo, yo,
normal.
yo, 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 yo.
As normal, it is your boy Eric Shelton. And on the other side, we got Jamal Williams. We always have to start the episode now with saying, hey, like, comment, subscribe either to the YouTube or to the Instagram page. Make sure you comment. We love to hear the comments. We love to interact with the comments and build that page. So send to a friend. Make sure they like, comment, and follow the page. Please and thank you. So today we know y'all got so used to having a guest on here, but today we're kind of going off the top of the head with this episode to kind of just go over what we've seen halfway through the season from the amateur shows, the pro shows, and then also some advice from one of the guys. One of the guys, the guy over there about how to prepare, how to I guess mentally prepare, physically prepare for these championship shows. We already know we call it like the championship circuit. Every organization have their own championship show. So preparing for those is a task within itself. I think prep gets a little bit more serious around this time. So we're just trying to see or give you guys information on how to prepare for those shows. All right, cool. So Jamal, I'm gonna start you off with the first question. So we've been to a few amateur shows. We've been to a few pro shows. What have you seen this year in regards to participation, to competition, to anything of that sort? Just overall this year.
To be honest, on the pro level, I really haven't seen any hitters come out like that. So I don't know if they're waiting into the back half of the season, which we're going to talk about that. But for the first 6 months, I really haven't seen anything across the board that yells, "Oh my God!" So that's one thing I've noticed across the pro level. It's been kind of down this year. As far as amateurs, you always got one or two good amateurs that catch your attention. So I'm pretty sure we've seen those at a couple shows that we attended this year. They're always going to be one of them one or two dark horses that come out. Other than that, man, I think it's just been the same old, same old. I wouldn't say numbers are down because there's just so many shows now, and of course, OCB competitors can compete where they want now without any restrictions. So I think everything is just spread out across the board now. What about you? What you seen?
Yeah, I have to say the same. I think all the amateur shows we've been to, the good thing is I think the smallest show I've seen this year probably been 50 people, which is good. If every show, if we have like, if we're just speaking specifically for OCB, if there's 100 shows and there's 50 people per show, that's a good participation. You know what I mean? That's 5,000 competitors we got throughout the year. But then we have the shows that had, like, I think the last show I went to Williamsburg, I think there was about 80. So I mean, the shows have numbers, and I think that's a very positive thing for natural bodybuilding in the whole. And I think what's going to keep it that way is, people posting, people getting excited about it. And I mean, coaches bringing their athletes to shows and not kind of holding them back. On the pro level, I think I've been to 2 pro shows. Like you said, I've seen a lot of hitters at Florida Pro. I really think I've seen, like, and this is just my opinion, hate me or not, but I feel like a lot of people are saving their best look for the end of the year. I've seen guys that I've seen better before, and I was just like, I think this is just their, like, hey, I'm gonna just jump out here early, get an easy win, and then go to the end of the year and give it all I got. But I have seen a lot of guys come out better, but I haven't seen a lot of the hitters. I think they really are waiting, sitting back, and waiting for this second half of the season, which I'm excited to be. I'm gonna probably be at every show, so
Yeah.
I'm
So
excited.
with that being said, do you think that's going to hurt some of the top guys that's waiting to hop out at that one show? Let's say the Jordan. People are just waiting to do the Jordan. Do you think that's going to hurt them because, quote unquote, they haven't had a warm up show?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, we already know you got to qualify. Like, so you got to qualify. You got to show your hand sooner or later. So you got to show your hand. And usually, I think presidential will be the show that a lot of people show their hand. Because we already know the only people who's qualified for the Yorton is the people who placed top 3 last year. So
Yeah.
if you don't qualify, then I mean, you ain't gonna be there. But I think what a lot of guys can do is, even if they don't want to qualify for the Yorton, they can always go compete in these other championship shows that don't have a qualification process, which is big for them. So I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm waiting to see who shows up. I'm seriously waiting because I feel like there's a lot of people who's grinding behind closed doors that I can't wait to see what they bring this year.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. Even me, like Like I post, once or twice, and I take it down. I've been actually quiet this year, so I'm just ready to get things rolling, man, and just happy to get to the championship part of the year per se.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing about you. You always post, like, and that's the one thing. I made up a saying. I think it was in 2021. I said, man, I want to be the storm. The one thing about a storm is you can't stop it, but you all you can do is prepare for it, right? All you can do is prepare and hold on, right? So I think that's why I like when you post a lot, because it's just like it's one of those things where people know you coming, but what are they going to do about it, right? Like it's like, oh man, I see this dude, but I just got to prepare. So moving into that, I mean, with you posting, not posting, I know we had an episode about this like season 1 2 years ago. Um, do you feel pressure to post? Do you don't really care to post, or is it just kind of like, hey, I feel good today, I'm gonna just post? What is it? What is it?
I
What is your
mean,
strategy?
I really don't feel pressure to do anything. Sometimes I just be bored. Like I be doing my cardio, and I be bored. And before I do my cardio, I go and I pose, and I'm like, damn, these pictures look good. So, or this video looks great. So I post it. The one thing I came to realize, so I post on my stories, and sometimes I just post on my actual page. Stories, you get 400 views, bro. You post it on your page, you get 90 likes, 5 comments. So sometimes I just post to my stories just to see who's looking at my stuff. And then if they're a classic guy, sometimes I go block them. Like, get on. Like, no, like, what's up, bro?
It's like, I know y'all see it. I know you see it. But I kind of I want to talk about the post you posted the other day about not being enough people on the stage. And there was a comment from a classic competitor that I found interesting. I forgot his name. I'll probably tag him later. But he was talking about how he competed in an earlier show. I think it was in the Midwest, and it wasn't that many competitors. So do you think that's the reason that people only go to championship shows, because they want to be tested and they know that the stage will be full?
Absolutely not. Um, I think some people come to the championship shows just for the experience. And we talked about this last year too. Hey, $295 is a lot of money to waste just for the experience. If you got money to throw away, just give it to me, because y'all gonna be fighting for second and third place anyway. So, hey, if you got that money to throw away like that, just go ahead and give it to me. But I think some people just come for the experience, which is cool. Like, it's their goal to come to the York, or to go to a Mr. America, or go to a USBF championship. Like, that's their goal. They don't care where they place. It's just their goal to stay on that stage. I think we have a different mentality. Like, if I'm showing up to win. I'm not showing up just to show face. So I think that's the difference between, us and them.
Right. Yeah, and kind of talk about that. Like I said, I love a lot of the organizations. Like, I competed in them. I have got love from a lot of different organizations, and people always try to like compare championship show to championship show to championship show, right? But I think the one thing that a lot of people are just like, last year, the Yorton had, I think, I don't want to misquote the numbers, but we had 38 guys competing in men's physique alone. But then people are like, oh, I'm going to wait for the championship shows. But then you go to IPE Worlds, which, I love IPE Worlds. I competed in it in 2021. I think they had 8 or 9 guys. So all championships aren't equally yoked. I think, but the one thing about IPE Worlds, if they had 8 guys on that stage, 4 or 5 of them was hitters. At the Yorton, we had 38 guys on stage, and we probably had at least 15 to 16 hitters, or people that came in correct. Let's put it that way, because we already know everyone who shows up to a show. And I don't want this to sound insensitive or sound bad, but everyone who shows up to a show doesn't show up on that day to win. Meaning, everyone doesn't come in shape. Everyone, it isn't their necessary time to win on that specific day. It just really depends on, hey, who comes in shape, who's the best put together that day, who know how to pose, right? Because we already know everybody who shows up on show day do not know how to pose, right? So that's the one good thing about championship shows. You are going to run into hitters, but let's not act like everybody that's on the stage is a true hitter.
Hey, I agree with you. Half of them are place fillers, stage fillers. I mean, if we're just going to keep it real, That's
Yeah.
what they are. And like I said, I'm not knocking nobody that's going there for the experience. Just know I'm not going there for the experience. I'm coming
Yeah.
there to take your head off. So that's the big difference. So
Yeah, I think it's and the main thing that we're kind of talking about is just mentality difference. Like we all go there for different reasons. Some
mhm.
people, like you said, they just went pro. Hey, let me go test the waters. I'm done testing the water. I know the water hot. I'm coming in. You know what I mean? I know the water hot. I'm ready.
Nah,
So
and I think that's what most people don't realize, bro. Me and you been in this sport for a while. And yes, we just got our, I'm not going to say our fame, but our stardom. Like, yes, we got that 2, 3 years ago because, I won the Euro and you won it last year. But before that, bro, we was in the trenches, man. I remember my first couple shows I did, dude. Like, I was getting my head knocked off. Like,
yeah,
now people see us now and they think like we just popped out of nowhere and just started doing this. That's not how the sport works.
facts. You looked at my history the other day. You already saw us get my head knocked off. Hey, we speak from experience. But before this episode get over, I kind of hit you with this right before the show. I want to give 5 tips of how to prepare for these championship shows. Like I said, if you look at your resume, dude, you probably went I think it's almost 2 years without even losing, but then you're competing at the highest of caliber shows. Like you're competing at the presidential, which is one of our biggest shows, especially for classic, and then you're going there and winning the Yorton. So I want to know if you have 5 tips to give to any pro that's gearing up for these championship shows, what do you have to say?
Accountability. Hold yourself accountable. Hold your coach accountable if you have one. Ask questions. Ask your coach questions. Like if you don't understand something or something is off, make sure you communicate with your coach. Number three, you can't be worried about somebody else's yard. You know, don't go asking them what they're eating, what their macros are like. Y'all got two completely different bodies. You have to worry about yourself. Number four, mental clarity. All right, make sure your mental is good. You got good clarity going into these shows. And five, I just say make sure you got plenty of rest, man. Make sure your body is well rested, especially if you plan on making a run at the end of the year for these championship shows. I've seen some people already did 4 or 5 shows this year, and they think they're about to make a good run towards the end of the year. That's not how the body works. So just make sure you're rested, man. So that was my five.
Sheesh. All right, cool. I'm gonna zoom through mine. All right, five. I got hold it. Let me hold it up. Five. All right. So number one, learn how to pose. Learn how to pose. That should be at the top of your list. If you don't know how to pose, learn how to pose. Hire a posing coach. Get ready for these championship shows. The last thing you want to do is lose. Do all this prepping and lose because of posing. Um, Two, have a plan. Like I think that's the number one thing for me. Is I think the 1 year where I went off plan is when everything went downhill for me. So have a plan, stick to your plan. Number three, listen to your body because a lot of guys they feel like, oh, I signed up or I'm committing to 5 shows at the end of the year, and then your body gives out, and you're like, well, I committed already. I'm gonna go. All right, you will get your head knocked off if you're not listening to your body. Number four, the working out is the easy part, but make sure you take care of everything else. Take care of your mental, take care of all the other necessary steps to make sure that when you step on stage, the only thing you're worrying about is knocking other people's heads off. And number five, I think I have to steal one from Jamal. Worry about yourself. When you start focusing on what everybody else got going on, focusing on their page, focusing on their physique, it's a natural behavior for you to naturally see what you don't have and compare yourself to that person. So as long as you're taking care of yourself and worrying about yourself, you won't have to worry about none of that. That's my
And
five.
especially if you're trying to compare physiques on Instagram, that's gonna get you every time because you're gonna see these people in person and you can be like, yo, like you look yoked on Instagram. Like, what's up with you now? So throw that one out the door. Like, don't even compare yourself to other people on Instagram.
Be like, man, this man lost 30 pounds in peak week. What happened to him?
Right. We're about to hit the 15-minute mark, but the next big show that's coming up for I know the OCB is the presidential. You and I will both be there. I'll be handing out trophies. You will be coaching, and I don't know if Bobby got with you yet, but we'll see each other at presidential. Is there any good matchups you expect to see at presidential?
Hey, I just want to see the whole thing. You already know me. I'm trying to see the whole thing because I already know, like I said, I'm keeping mine quiet. I got a couple of dogs that's ready to get off the leash and go out there and hop off the leash. So I'm ready for them. But then, everybody else barking out here too. So I just want to see who's going to step up to the plate.
And let's just see if the hype is going to keep riding high, all right? Because I know a lot of people have been talking. As a matter of fact, it's the men's physique guys that's been talking this year.
And they
So
always talking, man. They always talking, bro. Us men's physique guys, see, some of us know how to be quiet and some of us got to talk. So I feel I love it. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. It's giving me that 2021 vibe again. Like when men's physique, all they do is chirp. But the thing about it is the other categories look at us like, man, all they do is talk. Like, why are they talking so much? But then when you're inside of the category, it's kind of hype because you're like, damn, who's going to say what next?
Absolutely. And a matter of fact, before we jump off, so this is pretty much our intro to our next segment. We're going to be doing, we're going to call it like the road to the championship shows or something. The road to the Yorton Cup, who knows? But we're going to start getting with, pros that's doing these championship shows. So if you're a pro, you don't have to tell us what show you're doing, but if you're a pro that's jumping into the Yorton, the USBF, Mr. America, anything like that, inbox us, man, if you want to come on, and we'll sit down and talk with you. But we do got some people in mind that we're going to reach out to ourselves and try to get them on. But if you're a pro out there and you just flying low under our radar, man, hit us up. Don't be scared.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a whole better angle to take it. So road to the championship shows, like he said, if you are anticipating doing a championship show, if you feel like you got something to say, if you're a hitter that's ready to knock some heads off, hey, DM us, man. We want to get, and we talking about all categories. We want wellness, bikini, figure, men's physique, classic, bodybuilding. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We want you on here. So just like that, let's go ahead and end this episode, and then we'll see you guys on the Road to Championship Show series. Peace.
Peace.